Are we rolling?
All right. Down we go.
This is Radio Tetris International, Postcard from Poprad.
I think it's a bizarre idea.
Well, it doesn't sound broken.
We've had a bit of a rewind.
Ian, I've got something to say. I was waiting for my moment.
Lee and I have lots of fun when we do these funny little things that we do.
In all honesty, I don't get
It'll
it.
be like a menage a trois.
I'm actually sitting here in my scanties.
Now see what you've done, Rachel.
I've got to tell you, though, it's pretty hilarious.
Oh, right.
Absolutely not. It's because you mended the studio and you broke everything.
What an idiot.
RTI.
Good afternoon, one and all. This is Postcard from Poprad. There's a slight difference to the morning as we start off with some very serious news, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the bereaved families who've lost 5 loved ones. The mayor of Zakopane, which is no more than 45 minutes from us, a place we go to regularly. It is at the base of the glorious Tatry Mountains, but on the Polish side and not the Slovak side. They have declared a day of mourning for those that lost their lives due to the most outrageous thunderstorms that happened last night. The Tatras, as you probably know with me talking about it, does border between Poland and Slovakia. It's a very high point where the tourists were hit. It's 1,894 metres above sea level. And they have been there for years and years and years. Everybody climbs to the top there to actually look at a religious iron cross that was put there in 1901. And the cross is believed to conduct lightning. Our sympathies are with everybody. It's just a tragic moment. And also, we had a minute's silence this morning for PC Andrew Harper from Thames Valley Police. That was an hour ago in the UK. The 28-year-old was stabbed in Abingdon in Oxfordshire, and he died. He's married for just 4 weeks. And a lot of members of the public have been helping, bringing food and gifts to the police forces locally. We will take a few seconds of silence to remember the 5 that lost their lives in Poland and the extremely brave PC Harper from the UK. And welcome back to Postcard from Poprad. We'll start by saying hello to one of you, 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, 5 of you. I've lost count. Steve Mann says good morning. Hello, Steve. Hello, Paul, up there in Yorkshire. Sweltering Yorkshire Rivieras, says Paul. Mitchell says hello. Dave Rhodes says, hello, Consumer Watch Foundation.
Hello, Mr. Rhodes. How are you?
That's got to be you then. Rafkul says, thank you, RTI. That's okay. That's okay. I don't know. I think it's just because we're here.
And thank you for being there.
Absolutely. Why is Stefan on at you now?
Why is Stefan?
And he's in the studio as well. Now, that is egotistical.
That's showing off.
Yeah, I am over there just because I didn't believe that we have a fan who actually invited 582 other people to our
broadcast.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. What a
CDC Fossil. Thank you very much.
Yeah, indeed.
Have we got the names?
Hello to Andre, to Cass, to Mark, to Braxy, Nelson, Malcolm. Oh, there's too many. I can't cope. Isaiah is there. Tina is there. Carolina is there. That's obviously Slovak. Well, maybe not. Kylie. Kylie's there. Oh, God, thank God Rach isn't here. Hello to Fred and just so many others. If you want to contribute to the programme, please do. You're very welcome to contribute. And you're also very welcome to say, well, within reason, anything you like. So, hello, Lee, you're back.
How do you do? Yes, I am.
I blew that one. It's my fault.
What? Why? What did you do?
Well, I was going to take a nice big brown envelope to the passport control people, and I forgot.
And I brought you a meat and potato pie from...
No, you did not.
No, I didn't. I brought you a pork pie.
Thank you.
From Holland.
It's all right. His brain's old.
I've got jet lag.
What, for 2 hours, 20 minutes?
Yeah, I was on a jet.
Right. Hello, Stefan.
Hello, Stefan.
Have you noticed that since boys and girls, if you're not watching on...
So you can see him.
Yeah, on the if you're listening on the radio, this is going to make no sense, so I'll explain it. One of our outlets is called You Now, and Stefan logged on to You Now. And normally he sits back in his chair and contributes. Because he's logged in to You Now and realised nobody could see him, he's now leaning forward and waving to people.
Look.
Hey, everybody.
Look at his hair.
Yeah.
Show your hair. Look at that for hair. Look at this for hair. Here.
Yeah, yours is grey and his is black.
Yeah, let's ask him what it's like to be bald.
I am not bald. my stylist, another Martina, my stylist said, Eric, your hair's too long. We're going to have to make you look younger. So I said, well, go on then, you're the expert. She said, are you sure?
Bald like a baby.
So I said, well, I do computer things and you do styling things. So you do the styling and I'll look after the computers deal. So we shook hands. She said, it's okay. And when I looked up a minute later and I've gone, ooh, heck.
Were you playing with her dongle?
No, but she did have a funny... No, I'm not going there. A funny sheep thing. Yes, they did let him back in. They certainly did.
It was lovely. Holtz's Ale, man. Who knows about Holtz's Ale back there? That's all I drank. I didn't drink water, coffee or anything. Just Holtz's Ale. Brilliant, gorgeous, fabulous.
Why didn't you bring me some of that as well?
Because I couldn't get it in my hat.
In your hat?
That's where your pork pie was.
No, the pie was under the pork pie hat.
Yeah, and I couldn't get a barrel of beer in there as well. In a sense, I did bring it back because I'd drunk a barrel.
Oh, right. Now I know the smell. It all makes great sense to me now.
It does have that effect.
It does, doesn't it?
But now I'm back to fizzy lager.
Fizzy lager?
Fizzy lager.
Yeah, we went... What's going on?
Oh, my gasp is flabbered.
Well, it's a big flabber to gasp.
Look younger, ? Is there enough concrete on the planet to do that? That's not very nice. You wait, Steve Man, I'm going to get you back.
Did that Steve Mann say that?
Yeah, and I'm going to get him back in a minute.
I will get him back. Why? What we're doing?
Well, we are going to do a story in a minute.
He's just put my thing up for me.
Which you'll get... I have. I like putting your thing up for you.
You're disgusting.
I'm not.
You are disgusting.
Your thing is your running order.
It's now up.
Your running order is up.
It's up.
You're running up your order.
I've got it up.
Yeah, we were missing Lee a lot. We went out Saturday. Yeah, Saturday we went out to have a cold one.
Yep.
And we're really thinking about you.
And so were the staff, because that's where I was. See?
No,
know.
See, we had to keep the tradition going of having an Englishman in the centre of Poprad, which we call Poprad Centrum, on a Saturday evening just to disrupt the locals. So I deputised for you.
You did, and you drank 5 pints of fizzy lager.
No, I didn't. It wasn't the fizzy one. It was the
did
brown
you
one.
drink the black one?
Yeah.
Ooh, now that's good, but it's not as good as Holtz's bitter.
And the first, because I got all mixed up with me imperial and metric measurements, didn't I?
Well, was the Queen there?
No. So I went to the bar and I said, I'll have a litre of this. And she said,
right.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
I did. And they bought me out one of those huge glasses like they have at beer festivals in Germany. And I went,
it's only a little bit above a pint. It just looks big.
No, actually, it's around 2 pints.
It was 2 pints.
That's a bit more than a pint. That's what I said.
I was so shocked. Stefan and I looked it up on the interweb.
Did you indeed?
Yes, we did.
So you couldn't drink 2 pints? Or couldn't you pick them up?
Yeah, he drank 5.
He had 10 pints?
No. I had 1 litre, then 3 half litres.
Yes.
That's 5.
And Stefan had a girly one.
What did you have?
A small.
Oh, a little girl one.
Because we have 3 types of measurement here when you go to a pub. And do be careful, boys and girls, because it is rather strong.
It is very strong. Yeah.
558 millilitres.
And we didn't mention that they actually brewed the beer locally in the facility.
Yeah, around the back.
I know.
Very good.
538 millilitres is a pint.
Yeah.
So if you've got 1,000 millilitres...
That's 2 pints nearly. Just under. You drank 2 pints.
2 plus...
Naughty boy.
Oh.
Yeah, that's 5 pints you
Oh,
had.
I did.
Holt's is bitter. Is anybody going to mention Holt's is bitter?
Only you, because you're after getting some freebies.
Yeah, Holt's is bitter, right, is the most incredible. It's flat, it's warm, it's dark, and it's so gorgeous. And
Do you know Martina's got a word for that?
what, flat, warm, and
We went to one time. We went with our mutual friend who took us to dinner. So I had fish and chips and warm beer,
yeah.
and she said, "Well, I'll try that." She was kind of okay with the fish and chips, but the warm beer she just described as fooey.
Yeah, well, that's a funny word, isn't it? They say there's only people in Hong Kong and Poprad who say fooey.
No,
It is Hong Kong fooey, and they say it in Poprad.
should we get on with some news?
No, because I've not finished talking about beer yet. Holt's is bitter.
Right.
I drank 12 pints.
Actually, Stefan was drinking beer on Saturday as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did. With you.
Yes, I was gasped again.
Your flubber.
Yes.
Anyway, I drank 12 pints of Holt's is bitter in about 2.5
Boys
hours.
and girls, this is not a good thing to do.
No, don't do it.
We don't invite anybody to do it.
No, don't. Unless it's Holt's is bitter.
Paul's gone right off those dark beers. Give me a nice, long, cool blonde anyway. She's in the garden in her shorts. That's the lovely Anne.
Yeah, she's
who
very
is
nice,
far
Anne.
too beautiful for Mr. Rustling anyway.
Yeah.
If he's going for a freebie, then he needs to do a story on CW. Oh, don't encourage him!
I'm doing a whole show on Tuesday, or whenever it goes, Tuesday,
Yes.
on RTI FM,
Yes.
on Holt's is bitter.
Holtz, says Paul, that's boys' beer.
You big girl. Yeah, no, it's
Dobry den, Eva. Ako
Dobry
samash.
Samaj.
Ne może być. Ne. Ti dobre.
Nick Apache.
That's completely wrong.
No, it isn't. You can say it on anything.
You can't say here you are on everything.
You can. It's because it means not only here you are, it means everything, doesn't it? It means everything.
No.
Here you are, there you are. Or could be, could not be, doesn't matter. Nick's Apache. Isn't it? That's what it means, doesn't it? You're a Slovak person with long hair. You long-haired hippie.
Thanks.
You bald womble.
Are we actually going to do any news today?
No, let's just be rude.
Shall we?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I've got to do some news because I want to upset Steve.
Oh, right, that will upset Steve,
So we'll start off with Nigella Lawford Wolfe, who was an Aboriginal actress.
She's dead, you know.
Yeah, she's died.
She was
and she was only 52.
I know, yeah, but I can't see the list. Because the jet lag's made me go blind.
No, it has not. You've forgotten your glasses.
Oh, look, it won't move.
You've got the wrong one. He's forgotten his glasses, boys and girls. He's forgotten his glasses. What a wuss this bloke is. Richard Booth, king of the Hay on Wye, whatever that is.
Well, no, that's a really important story. Don't just dismiss him.
What?
Richard Booth, right, was king of Hay on Wye, and that it was, and still is, the world's greatest second-hand bookshop. It is such a massive bookshop, it makes Amazon look like it didn't exist. Oh. It's a village filled with second-hand books.
I know,
people go.
They have the Hay on Wye reading and writing thing, and they give them coloured pencils and they draw in the gaps or something.
That's just a complete fallacious lie. They don't draw in the gaps. That you go there to find undiscovered works of art.
The journalist with the really deep voice who does all the arty stuff. The tall lady.
Which tall?
She's tall. She's got a voice down here, and she's absolutely gorgeous.
Trevor MacDonald?
No, it's a lady. I would now describe her as being a handsome lady. Handsome lady, because of her senior years, and she always does the Hay on Wye thing.
Carol Malone?
No. Hello to Pam Horter, who's just joined the family as a fan of RTI. Thank you, Paul.
Anyway, he's dead.
Yeah, right. He's gone. Mary...
No, Carey Mullis. So
not Mary Cullis?
No, that was a portcullis. No, that's Carey Mullis, who was a scientist and was a surfer dude.
Hang on,
right?
I got the answer. Got the answer.
Then.
Mariella Frostrop.
She's not a bloke.
I didn't say bloke, girl.
She's gorgeous.
She is absolutely gorgeous.
I would.
Not
Tari
now,
Diddle.
boys and girls. But
No,
look her up on the
no.
internet. She's very clever as well.
I'd Tari Diddle with her.
Stop it.
There's nothing wrong with Tari Diddling. You don't even know what it means.
Reading books.
Yeah, exactly. I'd read a book
Right.
with her.
Mary Cullen,
From
Carey
cover to
Mullis,
cover.
the scientist and surfer dude,
Who was an LSD aficionado?
gets a Nobel Prize for doing LSD.
Yeah, but no, for chemistry. He had a chemistry set in his kitchen.
Oh.
And he got, I think, anyway, he's dead as well.
Anyway, somebody that isn't dead, that was reported dead,
no, yeah, terrible.
is my buddy Chris Moyles. Radio Luxembourg 208. Chris was on there when I was there, and I think actually this is a Chris Moyles PR stunt.
Oh, don't be so rude. That's
I know,
terrible,
I know,
mate.
Chris. He is.
He says I'm dead. He'd say I'm dead, so people would say you're not.
Yeah.
Good on you, Chris. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I'm convinced that Chris Moyles had something to do with this.
Do you want to be dead, Stephen? Tell everybody you're dead and see what happens.
No, I don't want to confuse people.
No, I don't.
I am too much alive.
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
We were playing prog rock in this office before you came.
Yeah, we almost
prog?
we almost missed the show. Time for preparation.
We were playing prog rock, and Lee will love that.
Who
like a
did you
head.
play?
He was basically going through all of his tracks and showing me what I don't know, because I showed him 2 days ago. I found Yes concert at Apollo Manchester.
Yes, brilliant band. Brilliant.
Yeah, I love
I
them.
have an exclusive about Yes, which I can reveal next week, involving Rick Wakeman.
Oh,
That's
very
as far
nice.
as I can go.
Where's Dave gone? Dave Rhodes will tell you a good story about Rick and Adam.
I don't want him to tell it. I want to sell mine.
Well, we'll tell ours when we had him on the telly with us as guests.
Rick Wakeman.
And Adam.
Adam who?
Rick's son.
I don't know his son. I only know him.
Oh, he's a great musician, you nana.
Anyway, I am very much looking forward for them having an European part of the tour,
Are
and
they still touring?
they are right now. They are touring in United States, as far as according to the website. There are 2 Yes bands right now.
2 Yes bands.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, one around Steve Howe, another one around Trevor Rabin.
Where's Rick Wakeman in it?
In the second one, with Jon Anderson as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We had Smokey in Poprad
Oh, right.
Yes,
We did.
this week. Yeah.
Yeah. Footy has just said,
They were
this is
rubbish.
Steve. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Reckons that FB's playing up, so he's come over onto you now. That's very nice of you. What a nice fella. Dave says he's still here.
Hello, Dave.
So you can tell the story one day, Dave, of how we had the Wakeman family on our television show. Dave was up in the gallery. Do you know what he did to me?
Who, Rick Wakeman or
Dave
Dave?
Rhodes.
No, what?
He broke the computers. Really?
Was that a good face for radio?
No, it was a rubbish face for radio. Well, I'll try that again. He broke the computers.
Well, that's usually your job, isn't it?
Thank you. And do you know what? He made me sit in front of a camera
Yeah.
for 90 minutes while he tried to fix it.
Oh, so you had to do like a presentation thing?
Continuity. Mr. Continuity on the
nice.
telly for 90 minutes.
90 minutes?
I
What
was-
show was that? That's longer than a normal film.
I was absolutely shocked when I come up. My clothes are wringing wet. I had to go with the lovely posh bird to the shower room
Yeah.
and get changed,
Did you sing like a canary?
possibly.
Tweet?
Maybe.
Or did you just tweet?
I just tweeted a lot. Boys and girls, if you're on Facebook, watch out. It's about to erupt. But don't tell Steve that I told you so.
I know what you're going to do.
Don't tell him, because he might go and make a cup of tea now.
Steve.
And if he does, then he
Steve.
won't know what we're about to say.
No.
And then you can all laugh.
This is for you, Steve.
You can all laugh. You can.
It's very funny, Steve.
It was the Satellite Festival 1998. Yes, right at the beginning. It wasn't at the close, it was at the beginning. Because we had the people from McLaren were there, Wakeman was there, Howard Rose, the great man himself, he was there, and they had this brand new green screen computer system, which cost about... actually, I was told we were the first people to use a £20 million studio system, and it broke.
When it broke and you had to do 20 minutes
Yeah.
by yourself on a satellite television thing,
Yeah.
did you moon the audience?
No. I let the other constellations do it.
What Well, you were the star.
Yes, we were stars. Dave was a star. Dave's remembered Saturday morning when all the VT machines fell over. The close was Wakeman. Yes, you're absolutely right, Dave. And all he kept saying to me was, keep filling.
Do you know what I said that about?
Can you imagine me having to talk for 90 minutes?
No, I can't. Honestly, no.
No.
It's just so easy to interrupt you. You know what I said about that thing about
yeah, but you know what the trouble is, don't you?
Yeah.
Dave had these. Go on.
Yeah. What I said
That's got rid of him now, isn't it? See, Dave used to do that to me as well when he was up in the gallery.
When I said that thing about mooning,
yes.
What I meant, because you said you showed all the planets and everything, did you show Uranus?
No, but we did have. Hang on, you're gonna laugh. We did have Diddy David Hamilton.
Oh, I hated him.
We had his bonsai tree in the studio.
Did he bang his head on the desk?
When he was on the telly at BSB, he insisted on having this plastic bonsai tree in the studio, and we found it, so we put it in the set. And we had this ginormous model. It was over a metre high, of a Saturn V rocket.
Yeah,
nice. Really nice. It was really cool. See, Stefan agrees with me. Anyway,
right.
Can you do a jingle for me?
What would you like me to do?
Let's upset Steve.
Okay. Let's upset Steve.
That was quite good, actually, for you. Miracles do happen. Boris Johnson's Tory mob have got a 17-point poll surge.
How much?
17 points ahead.
Was that 17 points ahead?
That was 17 points ahead.
Is that a surge for the Tories?
Yeah, that is. And
Under Boris Johnson?
And it wasn't the YouGov people that said it.
No, it wasn't. Who was it?
It was the Kantar TNS mob.
Well, see, and they know what they're talking about.
And apparently Labour have fallen down to 28.
Who have?
Labour.
Have fallen down to what?
28.
28, that's a big fall, isn't it?
That's 17 points behind Boris Johnson.
That's more than 17 points behind Boris Johnson.
It?
If it depends where they fell from.
Well,
it could actually be 38, it could be 43.
Do you know what's even more funny?
That Steve's upset now.
No, the Brexit Party are the ones that lost all their votes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So Mr. Farage...
Yeah,
he lost all of his votes, and Boris Johnson's picked them all up. And apparently, it's a new poll just out. The Tories are on 42%, up 17 points.
Can I ask you something? See what your opinion is on this.
I was just going to read out the numbers.
Yeah, read out the numbers then.
All right, thank you.
Are they up? Is Boris up? Is it by 17%? Steve?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not Steve.
No, this is true.
I was just referring.
Hang on,
to Steve.
I think he's mentioned.
He's called
not
Norman. Did you know
can see that
Norman?
bit of that best?
No, I didn't.
Eric Norman Wiltshire.
Oh,
Oh,
I know something more about Eric.
apparently, those bits of the television programme that we did called the Media Zoo Show are on Dave's website. Now he's after a website plug. www.djrcreative.com/zoo. It's www.djrcreative.com/zoo. It's on the Facebook page anyway. And if you click over there later, you can watch us make complete idiots of ourselves. Anyway, Boris is up 17% to 42.
Yeah.
Mr. Corbyn's down to 28, minus 6.
Yeah, see.
The Lib Dems have no change. The Brexit Party have dropped by 5 points. The SNP no change. Who moved?
I moved.
I thought somebody walked into the office.
No, nobody walked into the office.
Okay. The Greens, no change. Indies, no change. UKIP, minus 1.5. PLD, minus 1.5. And others, minus 1. Which would actually, if that was real, which it probably isn't, it would give Boris Johnson mega control in the UK Parliament.
Would that upset Steve?
It hasn't done yet. Perhaps he's jumping up and down.
Really pleased.
Mitchell says 1-0 to Boris at the dispatch box so far, I think.
Yeah.
I suppose it is, really.
Well, I suppose it is.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question now?
Oh.
No, it's an interesting political
But when you ask
question.
questions, it hurts my head. And I haven't got my shoes off, forget my brains.
Well, you've got your kinky little shorts on, haven't you?
Mwah.
Anyway, listen. No, all those nice Facebook pundits, right, who pretend to know everything about the world of politics,
Yes.
say that what's happened with Mrs. Merkel and that French bloke whose name I can't remember, and Boris, is the fact that nothing's happened at all.
Do you mean Mr. Macron?
Yeah, that macaroni. That's him.
Yeah, the one
right.
who's got a lovely wife who's about 20 years older than him and used to be his teacher.
I know. Yeah, but she taught him a thing or two.
I'll bet.
But what? Here, listen, because you put me off again. I believe that Mr. Macaroni and Angela Turtle, right, have both shown little cracks in their armour that indicate that we can actually start to renegotiate. And does that not show that Boris has actually played his cards right?
Could be.
That's not an answer. That's sitting on the fence.
And Steve
you've
says
only got your shorts
if
on.
that's true, then they should call an election now.
Why?
And see if it's real.
What a load of rubbish.
That's not a bad point, actually, because
It isn't. It is.
these polls are always wrong
Yeah.
when it gets to the last minute.
Oh, yeah.
And so to test if the polls, because the pollsters all said, we're going to make it better next time, and so they have.
The only
allegedly.
reason it's a load of rubbish
Yeah.
is because the people who are not in power, all they ever have done for the last 3 years is call for an election to put them in power. But they've actually got nothing to do, any idea of how to control things if they got in power.
True. And you're going to hit him. You are going to hit Steve. I can see why there are more viewers on you now, as you can't see Leon there. Stefan's not in the shot either now. It's
No,
just
sit
me.
forward, darling.
Sit forward, darling. Yes, increase your position in life.
Yeah, look, you can be seen now.
He's gone the other way now. That doesn't
Oh,
work.
no, that didn't work.
This is going to sound great in your car, isn't it?
Now people at you now can see me.
No, they can't.
Hey,
We see your hand.
I only see your hand.
Yeah.
And you're too loud anyway.
You're too noisy.
Yeah, too noisy.
And you're too airy.
No. GCSE results, pass grades and top grades edge upwards. They were just, what were they nowadays? CSEs.
GCSEs, aren't they?
GCSEs. I've got one in music.
I've got one in my drawer.
And this is the one that's going to kill him. Do you know I got an A in English literature?
You nicked it off somebody out of the school.
No,
back
I didn't.
That's the only way you get one.
No, because one of the clever teachers said, Eric, this is... Because I was going, my mum's going to kill me if I don't get a good grade in English literature. She said, go with your gut. Whatever you think is the answer, do it.
Yeah.
And then when you're finished, go. Leave the hall.
Yeah.
Don't change anything.
Yeah.
So I finished my whole thing in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The rest of the students were there for like a whole 2 hours.
Yeah.
And when they came out, they went, you failed, you're a loser.
Yeah.
And when it came to the tickets,
Yeah.
I got an A.
Why?
But I just wrote down whatever came into my head.
No, I got a GCE thing
Yes.
in art and English. That was all I ever got. And I
What,
just
English language or English literature?
English language. And
You still can't speak.
no.
Oh, okay.
And art, and those are the two I got. And I became a newspaper writer and designer.
Says it all. Did the press start complaining that GCSEs are too easy? I don't mean anything like, they were when I did mine all those years ago. It wasn't the press that was complaining, actually. It was one of the regulatory bodies, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, the press don't complain. You see, people don't understand, yet again, that the press don't have a go. They do it on opinion pieces, but generally somebody has to say it for them to print it.
Yeah,
And it was a regulatory body that complained about the meat. But it doesn't matter whether they are easy or hard anymore, because you can't really afford to go to university, because you come out of university with an £80,000 debt, and you'll end up working behind a counter at a burger bar
Yep.
on minimum wage,
Yep.
on a 0 hours
And
contract.
honestly,
So don't
I know
bother with
Rachel
them.
bangs on about the other side of this, but we have worked, and I use the royal we of Lee and I, we have worked with so many students who've got
Yeah.
degrees in a certain field
Yeah.
in university, and they've had to come back and pay again
Yeah.
to get a conventional, like
Yeah.
an NVQ type qualification
Yeah.
in exactly the same thing, and then they've got a job. And the uni thing did nothing for them.
Absolutely.
Waste of
It
money.
doesn't. Stop paying it. Your parents have already paid for your education. They shouldn't have to pay for it again, and you shouldn't have to pay for it because it's already been paid for. And stop bothering, because it doesn't matter. Go and invent a business. The chances of doing something for yourselves.
If you want to do this, you're very welcome. What's Charlie's second name?
Chan.
No, from Pimlico Plumbers.
Oh, Charlie, the plumber man.
Yeah, you later
Pimlico
on,
Plumbers.
Pimlico Plumbers. Charlie is one of the. Well, he is the boss, the owner of the everything.
Yeah.
He left school at 14.
And he's had a facelift now. He could afford it.
Yeah, exactly. And he goes to plumbing. He still goes out on the tools, as they call it, fixing stuff. And he goes to the clients in his Rolls Royce with a toolbox in the back. Yeah. He left school, I think, at 14. He then did an apprenticeship, and he went through City and Guilds into NVQ.
Yeah.
And the guy is a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
And he did the right thing. Instead of going for all these academic things, he went for the vocational ones.
Honestly, it's a terrible thing to say, and we're being reactionary by saying it, but let's be reactionary. Forget about qualifications. Britain is ripping you off to give you qualifications, and it has no jobs to give you at the end of them. All they're after is your money.
And do you know why politicians like to put kids into university?
Because it brings the
Jobless numbers
number down.
Yeah, exactly. They shouldn't do it.
And charge you.
And do you know what's really even more funny?
No.
The politicians all go to uni themselves, which means they can't get a proper job in the real world, so they become politicians.
Let's all become politicians. Everybody on Facebook thinks they are.
We would have a national strike if you and I...
Let's have a national strike. I've been on strike. Have you ever been on strike?
I wasn't allowed.
Why? What, your union wouldn't allow you to go on strike?
No, because I was under 18 at the time when there was a strike, and the union rep said those between 16 and 18 were not under some agreement allowed to go on strike. So I had to go to work. I sat in the office all day just reading books because there was nothing else to do and listening to the radio.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock I signed out. I went home and I did nothing.
So that was being on strike because you withheld your labour.
Well, I couldn't withhold it because I wasn't allowed to do anything on my own.
That's
so I wasn't
what
qualified.
I mean. Yeah, but I've been on strike there. For all you left-wing trendies out there, I've been on strike because of my union membership on a number of occasions. How many of you have been on strike? Let's stand up and change the world.
Didn't work, did it?
No, nothing happened.
No, absolutely. Macron tells the PM, that's Boris.
We've done it.
I know. I'm saying it is a renegotiation deal, is an option. And all these
Thank you.
these people, I'm just...
That's what I just said. I asked you that question. And now you're answering it off the list. Instead of the top of your head.
Yeah.
Which is bald.
Yep.
Baldy.
Thank you.
All right. We're not bald.
You're listening to Radio Tatras International. This is Postcard from Poprad. And the next funny of the week has been where Donald Trump tried to buy Greenland.
He's also, have you noticed, somebody put that, I can't remember exactly, but it was basically saying that Donald Trump is the second coming, right? And I bet he's never has. But, and he's said, yes, I am the new God. And he's actually going around saying he's the new God. What a knob.
But he does it to wind people up.
Well, he does that anyway, just by being alive, he winds people up.
Mitchell just adding to that story earlier, saying left school at 16 with nothing, and by 17 started a video production company, useless in school. And I tell you what, Mitchell.
Yeah, well done, Mitchell.
Well done, mate. And there's a reason for that. And I remember this kid years ago, very similar. He was good at photography, but the school said he was useless. And he ended up working for a well-known high street chain as one of the top blokes in the camera section and still works there to this day. And the school said he was useless.
Yeah.
And the reason is, these bloody academics in schools, if they had one more brain cell, they'd have a brain of an amoeba.
Yeah.
They don't understand anything outside their script.
No. And the other thing, let's just wind people up a bit more here by being a bit reactionary. I truly believe there are a lot of kids who come out of school now who have only really learned off Facebook and the internet. And teachers say it's disgusting. Well, I don't believe it's disgusting. I believe it's a failure on the part of the teachers. If you are a teacher, you teach come what may the problems are.
They just stay where the script is.
That's what I'm doing. I'm supporting you. If you were a mechanic and you said, oh, well, that car's knackered now, I can't mend it, it's the car's fault, you wouldn't be allowed to be a mechanic, but you're allowed to be a teacher. And there it says on the screen, Donald Trump highlights claims he's like the second coming.
Well, to add to that, and I don't want anybody at home to go abusing teachers.
Don't abuse teachers, just tell them they're crap at the job.
Yes, the Beatles did get into trouble for saying similar things. Yes, they did indeed.
They did.
And
John Lennon, actually, not the Beatles.
The problem with this is, and I'm going to go back, crikey, over 20 years, well, not quite 20 years, 15 years ago maybe.
Did you have hair then?
Yes, very long hair. and my kids, I won't say it was a privileged position because it wasn't, but they were very privileged in areas of technology because it was, I was getting all this tech. Yeah. And when Caroline started school at 5 years old, she was used to using a laptop computer. Yeah. Because I was forever getting sent them and they never wanted them back, so we did sensible things with them. And so the teacher said, you've got to paint a picture for me and it's got to be this, this and this. So Caroline did it in PowerPoint. Ooh. Because she could put all the images over the images and make a really pretty picture. And this, what did they call it, ITC? Something like that. Anyway, the teacher gave her a D or an E because it wasn't done in paint shop. Yeah. And so I went steaming up to the school and I said, do you know what the heck PowerPoint is? She said, no, I don't know what it is, I'm going home. And she burst into tears and ran away. And I mean, that's not a teacher See, teachers tell, coaches inspire. We need more coaches in schools, not teachers.
My daughter, right, the Sarah one, she got put on detention for drawing all over her art book.
God, here we go.
Oh, heck, what?
Everything's... Oh, what's the matter with those idiots in Bratislava?
Are we on air?
Well, we're still on air on various networks.
Oh, hello, various networks.
Hello, various networks. We're trying...
Not on you now.
If you're listening on the wireless, I did agree with our colleagues in Bratislava that they could test something between 14 and 1500 hours. It's 13. What idiots. So it could take 2 to 5 minutes, but you'll still catch us on the other ones. Yeah. You probably still are, actually. And we're still there, and we'll automatically come back on.
We're here.
We're here, dears. Anyway, vegan Australian parents who left a baby girl malnourished have avoided jail.
Unbelievable, isn't it? No, I'm not, people can make mistakes and get things wrong, and parents do. But for these parents to put their baby daughter on a strict vegan diet and not notice, and it's not what they did, it's the fact they didn't notice that she was incredibly malnourished and underweight. Why didn't they? Who did spot it? How long was she on it for? Anyway, they've avoided a 15-month jail term. Well, I think, should the child be taken off them for that?
I would say so, but you see, the problem here is that people read, as you said, stuff on the interweb. They, in turn, do what they think they're supposed to be doing, which they're not. And they do malnourish kids because they're told that the vegan diet is the best way forward.
Exactly.
And the truth is, it's not the best way flipping forward. No. It doesn't always work beautifully for everybody. And you also need to... what was that? Was it too loud?
Yeah, it was squeaking.
It was squeaking, yeah.
Well, just turn it down then, darlings.
See. Yeah.
I thought I unplugged it.
No, you didn't. You just unplugged the power thing.
You long-haired hippie.
He's messing about.
No, but this child, actually was taken into care. I've now read the story. And she was taken into care. And it was the mother who actually phoned the hospital to say that her daughter had blue lips, cold hands and feet, low blood sugar, and no muscle tone. How the hell could they allow that to continue?
I don't know, Lee. The bottom line is I don't know. This is all down to the issues that you get with... Oh, that's battery's going flat in the microphone. Sorry about that.
Have a shout in there.
Have a shout in that one. Yes, exactly. The bottom line is that they don't always think about the supplements. I couldn't find the word supplements. That you need if you go on a vegan diet, and you do need supplements, otherwise you are going to struggle, and it's just one of those things, I'm afraid. But there you go. I sincerely hope the child is okay. For one, I sincerely hope that they actually do get sorted out. For two, which would be even better. And I also, in a strange way, I hope that people learn from this thing. It's one of my favourite things. Never lose. You either win or you learn. And in this case, I think it's more a case of learning what to do rather than just sort of giving up on it. And if you do, you can. You just need a few supplements. It's nothing much. Some vitamin C's and E's and that, and you have actually got. A fabulous diet if that's what you want. But you've got to supplement it, otherwise your body's not designed for it.
We look like Bob Dylan and Neil Young show.
Oh, no. Oh, my Lord.
What about this Russian girls who murdered the dad and now become heroes?
Yeah, you're a bit too far away, darling. Thank you. Yes, indeed. This was in July of 2018. 3 teenage sisters killed their father. And the investigators found out that the father had been both physically and psychologically abusing the girls for years. And this is really odd for Russia because, 300,000 people already have signed a petition calling for their release, which is going against the government stance.
Well, absolutely, but why are people standing up for these girls? Yeah, they were abused. Absolutely, I stand up for people. We fight on the Consumer Watch Foundation for abused people all the time. But why didn't they remove themselves from the circumstances they were in?
But Lee, if they were like these people in America, they couldn't get out.
Yeah, but it doesn't say that, does it?
No, I know, but...
But you've also got to remember, 3 sisters killed 1 man. Now, that is, if in any way, shape or form, is premeditation. Well, they didn't all just do it by accident together.
Well, that's very true. Yeah. I just hope that it highlights the problems in Russia as well.
Attacked him with a knife, a hammer, and a pepper spray.
Yep.
I bet that made him sneeze.
Yes. It would be at you.
That was in bad taste.
That was very good, wasn't it? Probably. It was Lee messing with the controls. No, it wasn't actually. It was, just to explain, we did lose some viewers for a while.
Oh, we're back.
We're back on everything. And it was something to do with an interweb connection. Don't worry. Don't adjust your sets, boys and girls. It's all working beautifully. Especially if you're listening on a Monday. Brazil's president says that non-government organisations may be setting fires in the Amazon to embarrass the Brazilian government. I don't believe you. I don't believe a word of it. But I do believe that farmers who are given absolute nothing in Brazil for their hard work end up having to get more and more land cleared to make money to feed their families.
Absolutely.
Now, the downside, well, the obvious thing is they chop the trees down, burn them. They don't use them for, good things. They just chop the trees down and burn them. And so you end up with not a car causing global warming, it's actually the Amazon itself.
Well, that's right. The lungs of the earth are destroying itself. It's a tragedy. But there are many farmers in the Amazon now who have seen or smelt the coffee, so to speak, who actually do take down trees but plant more, and that's the sensible thing to do. If your lungs
you find that with without mentioning any names, the puppy dog advert company. You can actually buy toilet rolls, which are more expensive, and when you buy them, it creates a voucher to go and plant another tree.
Is that Andrex?
Other products are available. So I said the puppy advert.
You should one of them up in.
Yes, anyway, moving on. Ryanair has created a bit of a stink because it wasn't anything to do with putting £1 or €1 in the toilet slot. They've got round a strike that was about to take place in the UK, and they've been using what I suppose in the old days would be called blackleg pirates.
Or scabs.
Scabs, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, thousands of passengers were ready for a huge disruption with a 48-hour walkout over paying conditions.
How much does the pilot earn?
Tens upon tens upon tens upon tens of thousands.
About 150,000.
Something like that.
Yeah, even the Prime Minister can't get that.
No, that's right. But it's funny how it's always this time of the year that they do the 48-hour strike. But Ryanair won this year by getting in other pilots, and they actually ran a full schedule, which kind of says to me there's something wrong here. Not that, because these were all pilots that were trained on the aircraft that Ryanair use, or Ryanair pilots that were actually on rest days.
Yeah.
Which kind of says to me the union's going a bit too far this time. Do you know what I mean?
I do understand. You see, really, what do pilots do?
They fly planes, you idiots.
I know, but they drive the coach drivers. But the coach driver's on a coach that drives itself for most of the journey.
Hold on a minute, I've got to interrupt you. Our correspondent in London, Dave Rhodes, breaking news. A fire has broken out at a block of flats a short distance away from the Grenfell Tower in West London. 10 fire engines are around with 70 firefighters, according to reports. The flats are in Darfield Way, Notting Hill. A balcony on the 12th floor of the building is all right, and Firelight has said, which is that's helping them. More to follow in this broadcast, or maybe you can have a look at your preferred news channel a bit later on.
Like the Consumer
Thank
Watch
you,
Foundation
thank you,
will
Dave.
get
That's Dave Rhodes, our man in London, near the Grenfell Tower, the horrific tower issue in London. There's 10 fire engines there. 70 firefighters have been sent. As a report of flats in Darfield Way, Notting Hill. And if you're thinking of going out to have a look at them, don't. Avoid the area to let the emergency people get through, because that's more important than you going and taking Facebook pictures.
Well said.
Hi to Joe. And how do you say there? Petite. I don't know. I'm sorry, Petite. I'll call you Petite. That'll work, because that's about the only thing I can say. Breaking news as we are live on... we won't do that story after that one. I think we'll go up here, because we'll go back to the Ryanair thing. The good news is, but do check with Ryanair, there's apparently going to be another strike in September potentially. So do keep your eyes and ears open to see where... any disruption is going to take place. Hi to Lenka, who's with us as well. Hello, Lenka.
Hello. Anyway, with the Ryanair, I just caught the news that Ryanair is actually flying to and from Košice.
Yes.
Yeah, they open new lines.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's Košice.
That's
It's not the best place to come to. It's Poprad.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I would like to mention an airline that shall remain nameless at this moment, because we're going to expose them on the Consumer Watch Foundation. But people will know them immediately. This is what happened to the glorious Andrea, right? She booked a cheap seat, right, on the flight, perfectly legitimately.
She didn't do a streak.
No, she didn't, actually. I've just got this wrong. She didn't book a cheap seat.
Because you know what happens when the streaker comes along in the cheap seats?
It wasn't the cheap. She booked a cheap flight.
Sorry, that was a really bad old country joke, really. Country
and
music
then
joke.
she discovered that she actually couldn't take any baggage with her. She had to pay extra for her baggage, which was all right. She understood that. Then she discovered that she didn't actually have a seat. She had to pay more for a seat. So what was the use of offering a free flight or a cheap flight in the first place if you couldn't take any bags and you hadn't got anywhere to sit?
Well, that is very true, actually.
Well done, that flight company. Who is
Stupid airline.
You know who you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just the microphone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go on.
Well, as the hang on, I'm going to try and do this now. As the self-appointed sex therapist of southeast Slovakia, even though it's not quite accurate, we move on to Britain's most sex-mad towns, exposed by the ladies and gentlemen stuff. Apparently, it's all to do with places that bought naughty toys
Exactly.
and cheeky dresses and cheeky dresses and stuff. Apparently, the town that spends more money than anybody else on this stuff is Dagenham.
Yeah, why Dagenham? What's up with Dagenham?
It's
Is
the
everybody bored?
it's the ladies of Dagenham, remember?
Oh, that's right. Dag. Yeah,
Yes,
right, yeah.
the Dagenham ladies.
South Sea, what's wrong with South Sea? What can't you do in South? Don't you have any tellies or pubs?
South Sea's a bit boring.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Waltham Cross, a bit boring.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they actually use those toys over there, because they're bored.
That's what we're saying.
I know why Bury
Exactly.
St Edmunds.
That's because that's a really deviant thing to do, bury somebody, isn't it?
No, because Bury St Edmunds is where you get really strong beer from, so all the blokes are drunk. So you need them.
Sid Cup.
Sid Cup in Kent, that's really boring. Huntingdon, that's a bit posh.
Yeah, that's it. Well, you know what posh people are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Romford in Essex.
Essex girls.
Essex,
Yeah,
gotta
come on,
be.
the girls.
Ely, of all places.
Ely?
Yeah.
That's a bit wiggly, isn't it?
That's Ely in Cambridgeshire.
No legs, you see.
But that's a bit snobby as well.
Snobby, Ely.
Yeah, you need to talk in your microphone.
You nicked my microphone. Right.
Dear.
Yeah.
Yes, Ely in
Ely.
Cambridgeshire. Bathgate, West Lothian.
Well, that's, you see, naked
Ah,
in the
but
bath.
you see,
Under the
they all wear
taps.
kilts there.
Do they?
West Lothian,
Well,
Scotland.
that's in Scotland.
Oh, he's quick today, isn't he? And Sheerness in Kent,
Yeah, exactly.
where
Sheer.
all the
That's
sailors
it.
usthe to be.
Scanties, sheer, yeah.
And
sheer.
the sea
stockings.
sea shanty.
Sea shanties.
Absolutely,
Yeah, that's yeah.
And
The bottom. Now we're on to the bottom.
no, apparently,
Yeah.
towns that have rumpy pumpy a lot have been measured as well.
Rumpy pumpy. Nobody said that for decades. That's like
Being nice.
That's like having sex outside Merlin Podging.
Backley in West Yorkshire. Oh, Paul will be happy
You
with
don't want to do
that.
it Backley.
No, Birkenhead.
Battle.
Battle in East Sussex. West
Birkenhead.
Bromwich.
There, old birds.
Sale in Greater Manchester.
Yeah, that's because it's...
Salford in
sales,
Greater
yeah.
Manchester.
Well, that's Salford, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Honestly.
Where are you from?
I'm from Manchester.
You see?
Yeah.
Barrow in Furness in Cumbria.
That's it. You remember that move, the wheelbarrow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Swanscombe in
people don't do that
Kent.
now.
Rayleigh in Essex.
Really?
Yeah. And Mayfield in East Sussex.
So you may or you may not get...
So be careful if you're going to buy a house there. You need some soundproofing, otherwise you go squeak, 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 squeak from next door.
No, that's where you don't have sex, that one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you don't have sex there.
Oh.
It's Mayfield, you see.
Oh, well, that's all right. You can move there then,
Yeah, you can move there.
because there won't be any noises from the other room. Be fine.
Is that your wooden leg?
Yes.
Only on occasions.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I've got a poorly leg with holes in it.
I think this is incredible.
Why do they bother doing this research?
Who?
These people.
Because he's selling sex toys.
Oh, it's one of them
He's
shops.
one of those.
Oh, I get it now. Oh, I get it. As we got reconnected, I will say hello to Mohammed,
Hello,
to Cass, to Atomic, and
She's a
Kazaki. Goggle is there.
Goggle?
Goggle.
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 Ooh, only got eyes for you.
Hello, Goggle. I'm looking at you right now. Crispy's there as well. Hello,
Crispy.
And Cass. Hello.
Crispy
I
Cass.
think I've said hello, everybody. That'll do. Where was we? Oh, yes. Weed Maps.
I know.
Will stop advertising unlicensed cannabis retailers later this year. Why later this year? They've now done a story saying...
Because you have to think about it for a bit.
Yeah, we're going to stop people advertising their cannabis outlets online, and we're going to do it later in the year, which means everybody's rushing off to have a look now.
I know, it's incredible what stupid people.
Oh,
That's what happens.
No, we're the stupid ones.
Oh no.
We are.
Oh no.
We've just told everybody to go look for them. We don't encourage this at home at all. No, we don't do that.
No.
Hi, Johnson, as well. We don't encourage anybody to use any naughty substances whatsoever. You shouldn't drink.
Shouldn't smoke.
Did I get your email?
Who?
Steve.
Hey?
Well, you are
Yes, we did, Steve. I know what it is. It's the language course for Lee. Yes. We've got a language course for you.
Anyway, I read CBD is getting off the narcotics list in Slovakia in January, actually.
What is?
What is?
CBD.
What's
That's
that?
a child's
The
drug.
cannabis something.
Is that cannabis resin thing? Or the juice?
Oil.
Oil.
Yeah.
But that's for medical reasons.
Yes, for medical reasons.
It's not to go out running and buying it, is it?
No.
You have to be given it by a doctor in the first
Yes,
place.
of course. It is very good to have doctor as a friend then.
Yeah. Yes, don't we?
Oh no! No, and he didn't even know that was coming out. That makes it even more funny. So apparently, you're not supposed to. Don't have a look at where all these adverts are.
No, don't go there.
Don't go there.
Go weed map.
And don't go to them at all. And if eventually they will all disappear, by which time then you won't have to see them anyway.
But later in the year, so you could, if you do have to go, which you shouldn't, don't go to weed map. Well, you've got a while.
No. You should.
And Consumer Watch Foundation can have a look for you where not to go.
Actually, yeah, interesting thought.
Oh, of course, yes. Ooh, because this is in America, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not here.
No.
So you can just be reporting it.
To show where not to go.
Correct.
I think this is a cordial invite, a true invite. We've done this and the other person never bothered. So I am, at this moment, I am inviting Stefan to be editor of the Consumer Watch Foundation for one day at his convenience, and he can choose what stories we publish and he can write the headlines.
There you go.
There.
Done.
Shake hands.
There you go.
We've done it.
We've done it. An update from the situation that's still very fluid in London. The BBC have said that police are claiming there's no injuries in the flat fire in Darfield Way. That is great news. Thank you. Hello to Graham. Hello to Sonia. Mwah. Our Sonia is there.
Kissy.
What? We like Sonia and I like each other,
Kisses to Sonia.
but we've never met.
That's because Martina's not here.
She's probably listening under a pseudonym.
You're dead then.
I am.
You big
It's been nice knowing you, everybody. The trouble is, she knows how to get into all these things,
Who does?
Martina, without me knowing.
What, like, not these dresses we're talking
No, like logging on to You Now or Rapid Now or Mixer or blah, blah, blah.
So you're being monitored.
So I could, yeah. I was,
Dressed as
do
a
you know what I call
schoolgirl.
her? I call her Moya Polizia.
Your police.
Stefan got that straight away.
I did. I had to translate it.
Yeah. No, don't translate.
Moya police.
You should never translate. It's the worst way to learn a language. Really? Been proven.
I am getting a child's book, with pictures. And that's all I'm going to learn.
Yeah. English.
That's a great way.
Yeah.
It is actually a really good way to do it.
Square and
Yeah,
red
that'll
and
do.
then green.
Yeah.
Anyway, boys and girls, thank you for your company today.
It's time already.
It's that time already. We've got to go. Stefan, what are you up to this weekend?
Oh, tomorrow we're having a party from my company. We're going to have some beers and some goulash again, which I'm really, really looking forward to.
Goulash and beer.
Goulash and beer.
Evening, I think we would meet in the center of the city having a cold one. What about it?
Ooh, yeah,
Might be, yeah.
I don't know whether Eric is joining us because he's
Well,
working now.
you see, I can't drink beer at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you could last Saturday.
He's
though.
out
Yeah, I
there.
could.
You can't now.
No,
We'll have cocktails then.
that's alcohol.
Yeah, but that's disinfection.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, he's got an infection. Oh, down there.
Yes, down there. Got one of those. It's shocking. So what are you up to this weekend, Lee?
Hey, I'm going out for a drink with Stefan and watch you suffer because you can't have any.
Great news, stop press right at the end of the programme. Dave's reporting the balcony on the 12th floor of the building was alight. Firefighter said, although the fire now appears to be extinguished, which is wonderful news.
Well done.
Well done to the fire. And we should actually say to all those emergency services people, thank you.
Thank you.
Everywhere. Thank you for just being there.
And have a nice weekend.
And have a really nice one. It's time to say goodnight. Goodbye. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning.
Good morning, yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
That was Lee and Stefan being very, very quiet. Thank you to Dave. That was from Sky News, apparently, the latest update. Thank you to the lovely people at Sky News. I had a wonderful meal there once, but I best not go there because Penny Smith was there at the same time.
I like Penny Smith.
Oh, I love Penny Smith. This is Radio Tatras International. That was a postcard from Poprad. What? Who did that?
Who did what?
Somebody did something. They did. It's all very spooky here today.
From the heart of Europe to the world, this is RTI.